Here we will see types of threads in C#. There are two types of threads in C#, foreground thread and background thread. First we will see foreground thread. Foreground threads are those threads that keep running even after the main application exists or quits. That is, if the main thread leaves the application, then still the foreground threads are running to complete their assigned task. So the foreground threads in C# do not care whether the main thread is alive or not. It completes only when it finishes its assigned work, which means the life of a foreground thread in C# does not depend on the main thread. The foreground thread has the ability to prevent the current application from terminating. The CLR will not shut down the application until all the foreground threads have finished their assigned work. Besides the main application thread, all threads created by calling a thread class constructor are foreground threads. An example of foreground thread is application main thread. Then we'll see background thread. Background threads are those threads that will quit if our main application quits. Background threads are identical to foreground threads with one exception. A background thread does not keep a process running if all foreground threads have terminated. Once all foreground threads have been stopped, it stops the running of all background threads and it shutdowns. That is, life of the background thread will depend on the life of the main thread. Background threads are viewed by the CLR, and if all foreground threads have terminated, then all the background threads are automatically stopped when the application quits. Background threads are useful for any operation that should continue as long as an application is running, but should not prevent the application from terminating, such as monitoring file system changes or incoming socket connections. Thread.isBackground property is used to determine whether a thread is background or a foreground thread, or to change its status. A thread can be changed to background thread at any time by setting its isBackground property to true. Examples of background threads are system.threading.task class or system.threading.threadpool class.